Hi, business owners. Welcome to this next lesson on building a simple and basic website for your business. As with all the other tools we've shared in the previous lessons, this is a free tool. You need to go to a website called carrd.co. So it's carrd.co. Once you're at the website, this is what you'll see. And don't forget, this is the free version. There is a paid version that I will show you some of the features that it offers. But for the purpose of this lesson, we'll be using the free version of Carrd. So as a business owner, one of the things we need to do is get an online presence with a website. While it is good to use social media and other platforms, it's important to remember that your business needs its own presence online that belongs to your business. Now, when it comes to building websites, there are so many options and solutions available out there. But because we're focusing on a free option that's going to work, if you don't have a budget, we're going to use this. There are other builders out there. The reason we specifically chose this one, it's very easy to use, user-friendly. And also, if you use the free version of this website builder Carrd, you do not have too much of the branding on your website. However, there will be some branding as you are using it free. So let's get into the tutorial and let's build a basic business website. Although I'm saying basic, I really do see a lot of features that the websites they offer have. So if you look through it, there's some samples as you go through. If you see it under free, it says here you can build up to 3 sites per account and use it for free. Obviously, there's a pro option that starts at $9 a month. So we'll get into that a bit later. Very important here, guys. If you're using the free version, you may not have the option to have a custom domain. And it is important for you to have a domain for your business. So your domain name is your business name, .co.za, .com, .africa, whatever you've chosen. So you need to buy a domain and own a domain name for your business. So you would use that domain name for your email. So when you get an email, it will be at your name or your surname, your business name.co.za or .com. Your website would have web hosting at your domain. So it's very important as a business owner that you purchase your own domain for your business when you do have the funds. In this case, if you do not yet have funds to have your own domain name, you can use the free option. And when you do get your domain name, you can transfer your website from Carrd onto your own domain name. So here's just a few samples. Well, my personal opinion, I think they really look great. Don't forget, this is a one-page web builder. And for a beginner point, I think that will be more than enough. So let's choose a starting point. Alternatively, you could open up a free profile with Carrd, and you could just have your own profile where you have all your websites that you're building in here, depending on how many websites you want to do. So there's a profile, landing page, a form if you just want a form, if you want a portfolio, if you want a section page. Also, you could do a blank page. So if you select that, you could do a blank page, but they have a lot of templates here. Now you see the premium templates are only available if you have a premium account, but I'm going to scroll through all of these so that you can essentially see some of them. If you have a look, it's for different kinds of businesses. Because it's a one-page website, it is going to be quite simple, nothing too crazy or too complicated. So let's choose a template and let's get into it. So there was one I saw that I quite liked earlier. So just want to find that one quickly and I want to use it. So because I'm using the free version for the purpose of this demo, we're going to use a free template. Okay, so let's just go down and choose one. let's choose this one. So if you click on select, it will select it, but let's go to demo first, right? Because it's always good to see what it looks like when it's in action. So you see this has got this nice animation there. And this is template 3. If you click here on the mobile version, it shows you what it looks like on a mobile device. So I don't want to use this one, so let's go back. I'm just looking for one that has maybe a bit more features, where it's got like multiple sections on the page. So let's choose this one. John Smith, I don't know. Okay. I'm looking for one that would possibly match with the theme we had for the gardening business, Tim's Gardening, the sample for the logo we created. But if not, it's fine. Let's go with this one. I see it's got multiple sections. So let's say this is the template we're selecting. So let's go demo first. Okay. You see it's got the sections of the website already built out. But I think this one is a pro. So let's just go back and double check. Yes, okay, that's a premium one. So I can't use that one because we're not in a pro account. See, most of the premium ones need you to have sections already built out. So I'm just trying to find one. Okay, let's go with this one. So there's a demo. This is not a premium one. Hi there. And then it's got some details. Okay, this one should work. So if you have a look at it in the mobile version, that's what it looks like on a mobile device. And that's on a desktop. So let's select it. Okay, so once you selected, this is called a container. And this container is all the content that's in here. So if you click on it, it will show you all the content that's in there. So this container is 50% left, 50% right, with certain spacing. If you go there, it's got a color under your appearances, so you can choose where you want, how much space you want to have, how much padding you want to have. And padding essentially determines your spacing around certain objects and etc. I won't go into too much detail on that now. Animations, what kind of animations you want. And this is all applicable to the container that we're speaking about. So the container would be the whole area there. Let me show you. So that would be the whole container, wherever you see those green lines outlined. So let's go into details. So yeah, if you click on any section, this is where you're able to edit it. So if you click here, we'll call this Tim's Gardening. Remember, that's the business name we done the logo for. If you click on done, you see the name has changed. And yeah, we'll just put in some basic text. Let's call it professional gardening services. Okay, we'll click on done. Over here, if you click here, you can obviously add an image. So you'd need to add an image saved on your desktop, your documents, and your file. On your computer, you click on upload, your image will be loaded into there. Let's go done. Here under your icons, see there's an arrow there. So you can also change your colors. So if you don't like the specific color it is there, you can use this scroll. I think in Tim's we're using more green. So if we click on green, let's go back to it. That's the icon color. Let's go to outline. That the outline is that little, is the circle around it. Yeah. Okay. Let's close that now and say done. You can see it's changed to green now. If you want to really go and change everything, you could say under the hover, The hovers, when you hover over it with your mouse, you could even make it another green. So you could make it like a darker green. Click on done. So now when you hover, the color is green. If you click here on any of your text, you see it's got your text that has changed. You can change the color of your text. So if you have a look here, you can click on this. If you have the code, you can probably just post the code in there. We call it a hex code. So this is the Tim's Gardening. We're going to keep it a bit green. Under your fonts, you could change your font. So let's say you had a specific font for your business. You could use the font that you choose here. So you want to keep your branding very consistent. So make sure that when you are choosing a font, you're using the same font throughout. And you know what font you're actually using. There are a few limitations because you can only use fonts that are available in this section at the moment. I think there would be more options available with the Pro version. So let's say the font we decided on was this one. You see it changes. You can change the size of your font by moving the slider, the weight, which is the thickness of the font. So you see it will be much thinner, thicker, extra bold, heavy, light, extra light. Line spacing, depending how much space you want between the lines. So for example, that's a bit more line spacing. Your letter spacing, you want to spread the letters out a bit more if you wanted to. There are so many options there. I won't go through all of them. You can play around with it and see what works for you. I'll click on done. Something else you could do is, so what you do is you would go and actually edit this website template from start to scratch, adding your own images, your own text, step by step by step. And if you did not want specific sections there, for example, you could delete them, or you could add a new section if you wanted. So if you have a look here, you could, let's go here, we just say plus. So if you go on plus, you see there's many other options. You can add text, you can add list, buttons, images, videos, links, icons. Some of these features may not be available in the free version, but some may be. You can actually add a new container if you want, and these are strictly only on Pro. So let's say we want to add a button. You can say add button, and then once you've got your button, you can call it, let's say for example, contact us. You can choose the icon you want to have. So let's say you want it to be a contact icon, so it's an email. You could then put your domain there for where they must contact you. And this is where you start changing the colors. So if you were using green, we'd go with our favorite green for Tim's Gardening, if it was that business we were using. To have that, your label, you can choose the hover. You can play around with all of these options, but essentially you can add anything onto this onto this website. So it makes it very easier for you to create your first business website, using your own business images, your own business information. If you have a look here, if we've clicked on the container specifically, and I won't go through some of the deep details, but if you click here under the paintbrush, this is where it helps you understand better, or takes you into the settings specifically for the appearance. This is for your animations. This is for your general settings. Okay. So this is a quick, short tutorial just on starting a website for yourself, for your business specifically. You could also save this. You could publish the site. You could view it on mobile, so if you want to see what it looks like on mobile. So as you can see now on mobile, we can already see that this text is too big for a mobile device. So all we do is we decrease the size of the text. So let's go back to our desktop version and we decrease the size of the text. It's nice to edit it and actually see what it looks like in a mobile version all the time. So you can give this a bit of time to update. So I'm going to go back to the mobile version. And then if you click here on this ellipsis, you can publish this, you can start over, you can change background if you want to. So if you have a look here, there's already a background image that you see there. And maybe when you chose a theme, you didn't want it. You could actually say you want to change this, so you can say pick from library. So if specifically, for example, we wanted to use this image with leaves because it's a gardening business, you see the background has already changed. And also there's a transparency color that you can change as well. I would say use a specific picture that you found yourself, or a picture that you have for your specific business. Okay, so let's click on done. And guys, you just follow the same process going through this whole site. You can see it looks quite nice, adding all your information, adding your buttons for people to contact you, your social media links. And then, as I said, if you want to add additional information, you could add a gallery of all your products and services, an audio file. There's just lots you can add. I only showed you the example with the button. So let's say you want to save this or you want to publish it. To publish it, you would need to have an account. And this account is free. You don't have to pay for it because you're signing up for the free account. Once you've signed up, your website will be published and it will have a card.co URL. You can share that URL with anybody. For a custom domain, if you own your own domain name for your business, you would then have to have a pro account. Okay, so you would, in this case, we would say at, let's say, timsgardening.card.co. So it says it is available. So once you've opened up an account for yourself and you click publish, your website should be timsgardening.card.co, unless you have decided to have a domain, a custom domain for yourself at your business name. So that's card.co in a nutshell. Very easy to use. Please remember that this is the free version we went through, so there are some limitations, but this is really an excellent free website builder to use. And if you do go pro, here's some information. There's currently pro plans, pro light, pro standard, pro plus. You can go through this in your own time. But if you look at the pricing, the entry level pro plan is $9 a year. It offers some nice improvements over the basic experience, and it allows you up to 3 sites. Don't forget, this is at this specific date when this training or this workshop was done. So there may be changes when you view this at a later stage. And then you could go through this page. So on the card website, if you go to plans and pricing, you will find all this information. And also you see there's a pro standard. So check out card.co and build a website for your business. This is probably one of the best options I've seen out there at the moment. So enjoy and get your business online.